across a body of water. The ocean is a heart. I know that he is imagining a life with me in his mind's eye. We are in Spain at his cousin's wedding. He will laugh and clasp my hand, thumbing over empty flesh where he will one day want to put a ring. We are at the shore of the rocky island he calls home. He will reach for my swelling belly and smile with the thought of a child who will look like evidence that I have forgotten what my homeland looks like. The child will be my home. 2. I will become of this world, become less of home, become less of sweet-smelling smoke and rich brown soil, become less of prayer songs, become less of mountains with gentle backs that carry my ancestors over their ridges, become less of dark, humored, inspired laughter that fills up the room because no one will have lived the context of my jokes. They will only see the pain. They will only hear the trauma. They will not see that this is how I learned to take up space that was once ours. I will be in a space that is no longer ours. 3. I don't want to tell him these stories. Storytelling is in my blood. I fight my inherent urge. I want to pretend to be uncomplicated. Uncomplicated like the girls he knows. Not uncomplicated for his sake, but because I always wondered what it would feel like to be that way, to be unfettered privilege. I pretend as if living across a body of water from territory will not separate me from my heart. The ocean is a heart. He has a heart, but it does not beat the same way as the land of my people. The drum has a heartbeat. The beat of a drum is home. Home is the place that has my heart. 4. I do not tell him that no matter where I move, I will always have one foot tied to the rivers and mountains that know me by my name, that no matter where my body is, I will only ever be half there, that loving him will feel like a betrayal, loving him will feel like a loss. We have lost so much already, and I wonder if I can bear the loss of loving him, if the gain of that love outweighs the loss. If I sign a treaty with his blue eyes, will he know that it's a sacred contract, that he will have to live up to his end, or he will only be repeating colonial circumstances, another broken treaty? I could not live with that. I have already been living with that. I know women that have died from that. 5. When my grandmother was a young woman, her skin dark like the sun had wrapped her in its embrace and named her love. She brought my grandfather home, his skin white like snow and his eyes blue like the ocean. The ocean is a heart. A chief came to the door of the house that they occupied, and he pointed to his watch. No white men after 6 o'clock, he said. My grandpa would have to leave the Indian reservation. Grandmother refused. The chief repeated himself. His voice, a barrier trying to separate the spectrum of their skin, placed them on the sides that they belonged. When my grandmother told me this story, she let her arm mimic the chief's fallen body. I hit him, she said. The hands of the clock did not separate them. The chief disappeared into the winter's darkness. The story is over. 6. My grandma's eyes held the ocean. The ocean is a heart. I lost a piece of mine when he was buried, and I have been looking for it ever since. 7. Yecheke Nasji. I remember things from long ago. He tells me he reads articles about what I mentioned. He's trying to understand me better. I do not tell him the things that I know come to me by way of blood, by blood and bone that have mixed with soil with the lands of home. There is no Wikipedia entry for Indigenous woman in a constant state of reclamation and remembering. The ocean is a heart. It is hard remembering the loss of home. The ocean is a heart. It is hard for these brown eyes to continue witnessing the continued loss of home. There is a body of water between us. I wonder what his blue eyes hold. Do they hold the memory of loss, of land, of water, of a grandfather? Or will they be a home where I can forget what I remember from long ago? After all, it is so hard remembering. Would it be so bad, I ask myself, to have a daughter that does not remind me of home? A girl with unfettered privilege, just a girl who gets to be a girl. I can buy her freedom with my loss. The ocean is a heart. The waters will not come to sweep her away. The streets that mark up my people's territory will not swallow her whole. There is a body of water between us. They will not thirst for her memory to be erased.